Yo, what's up, Crystal Palace fans? It's another live match reaction show. Man, T, and I'm here with my man Patrick. Patrick, what's going on, man?
Um, I'm fuming. I'm absolutely
Yeah,
fuming.
buddy. Yeah, I'm trying.
Um,
I'm trying my
uh,
best to stay professional right now, and not just blow up and go off on live here. To be
yeah.
honest with you.
Here's the thing. I don't. If anybody knows me, as far as when I do the back of the net stuff, and I don't really go off on referees or the
Hmm.
Premier League, but today I'm gonna go off. I can't. I can't anymore, man. I'm done with this league. Seriously, I'm done. The standard refereeing has been so poor, but today he didn't give us a chance in this game, man. So we'll get
He
into it.
really
But
didn't.
man, Kevin Friend was a joke today. That penalty call is disgraceful. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. And the thing is, every time they go to the monitor, they call the penalty. But why is he going to the monitor for? Anyway, we'll get into that, man. That's a joke, man. Seriously, the league is a joke.
Uh,
It's an
I
absolute
mean, I'm
disgrace.
with you too. Like, I don't understand how the most wealthy and what people consider to be the best league as far as level of play. I mean, I don't know. Does all the money get spent on players and not on the quality of officials? Like, is there nothing that goes into that? I don't know
They
if
better
it's
address it soon. They better address refereeing soon because it's a lot. Not just us, other teams that complain about it too. But listen, Liverpool's a great team, and they would have beaten us probably anyway. But honestly, they don't need the referee's help, and they got his help today.
and,
In a really good
and,
game, second half, they don't need his help. I mean, first half I thought it was bad, but second half was a joke, man. He was, man. The
and
elite they play that the guy he's a joker, man. Kevin Friend's a joke. Seriously, I never liked the guy, but seriously, today was disgraceful, man. Absolute disgrace, disgrace.
it's crazy because they can get that bar look and decision when as everybody could see in that first half, that second goal was very debatable as far as offside was concerned.
Exactly. Right, but they
But
don't go and address that.
and yet
They don't look
we
at that
get
at all.
no consideration, we get no look, although they say every goal is reviewed via VAR, which you know
They said
is
they looked at
pretty
it,
debatable
but
too.
I don't know how they
No,
looked at it. They said they looked at it,
yeah.
but how can they look? I mean, could you don't expect Mitchell to mark two players at the same time? He has to watch Firmino, I
And
guess
they
it was, right? So
can't, as I
yes,
said, and they can't, yeah, and they can't use the excuse of Firmino wasn't involved in the play.
exactly.
Firmino was clearly offside, but Firmino's presence immediately makes him involved in that play because therefore he's having to be marked by a player that could have then dealt with said pass. But since he's involved in the play and being offside, we have to deal with him. He has to be
Right.
accounted for. Therefore, you have to call that offside.
So let's get into the whole. First half I
Hmm.
thought, we we didn't we were overrun in the midfield. We've talked about it in the past. The 4-3-3 with Schlupp, Hughes, and Gallagher never works. Didn't work
Hmm.
today.
Yep.
Liverpool's a very good team. Listen,
Yep.
they're an excellent side. First goal, again, just poor marking by us. I don't know how you could let a player like Van Dijk be so free. He would have scored the header from 40 yards. It was such a powerful header. I don't know
Yeah,
what Anderson and Schlupp were
that
doing.
was on us. Yeah, I think
Yeah, okay.
it looked like they were supposed to switch it. Like
Right,
they were communicating before the kick. Like, hey, he goes this way, you
right,
take him. I
right.
get
You
that
could see it.
communicating perfect, but in that situation, Jeffrey Slupp tried to do the switch,
Right,
but then didn't actually try and mark Virgil, and then just
right,
blocked Anderson from getting there.
right. So,
Mistakes happen. 1-0, fine. We move forward.
right. So again, we just discussed the second goal, which again, what I find interesting before that goal was that Olise and Edward switched sides, which I get we were doing it because Edward was having a hard time on the left versus I guess Alexander Arnold. So I get the switch, but as
Yep.
soon as he
Mhm.
switched away, Olise was lost on that side. But again, it's offside because again you can't think Mitchell cannot leave Firmino wide open. He's got to
No,
play
he
him. Even though
can't.
Ox is
He
his man,
has to.
you
He
can't leave him open because
that puts
Anderson
him
and
a part of
Guehi
the
aren't
play.
there.
Yep.
Right. So
Yep.
we're down 2-0. We have chances, man. And Mateta had a great chance first up. Edward had a chance. Gallagher had a
Yep.
chance. And Mateta had
Gallagher
a
had a
chance
chance.
going
Yep.
around the goalie.
Hmm.
But Allison's a great goalkeeper. All right.
He was
So we don't think our
unreal.
chances. He's
That dude
unreal.
was unreal.
Listen, and that's my point. Eh, Liverpool are an
They're good enough
excellent
to where
side. They
you
don't
don't have
need
to help them.
right.
Yeah.
You don't have to help
Yeah.
them. So
You
we're
don't
down
have to
2-0.
help them.
Great job by Vieira halftime. Sees that, and he does it all the time. By the way, one thing about him you have to say, for all his faults as far as first half, and you can say whatever you want. Man always makes adjustments. Went to the 4-4-2.
Yep.
So you had Schlupp, Gallagher, Hughes, Olise in the four. You had um, Edward, and then Mateta originally. Great play by Mateta, man, on the goal. Great play by
Yeah.
Schlupp, who had, by the
hmm
way, as bad as the first half he had, was 10 times better in the second
The
half.
only the
Again,
only way
why?
the only way you
Playing
could
wide
beat
left.
the only way you could beat in absolutely crazy goalkeeper is to completely take him out of the play. That's
Exactly,
pretty
man.
much
And
what they
Mateta
did
did with
on
the
that one.
eyes. I mean, give him credit, man. Great way to set up. And we're back in the game at 2-1. And from that point on, we have chances that we're in it. At least they had the chip over the goalie. But
hmm
again, man, what? How do you? So we're at 2-1. We get back in the game. We got whatever 8, 9, 10. How do you call that penalty? Jota clearly runs
Clearly
into
runs into him.
Guaita
He
and
left. He
loses the ball.
left his line. Left his line after he lost the ball. Then said, "Well, he knew what was going to happen. At that point. I got to try to get something, draw something." Then starts to move off his line into the path. That alone should have made it a 30-second review saying no penalty.
Yeah, clear and obvious. By looking at it for 3, 4 minutes, that's clear and obvious. But again, every time they go to the VAR, they call a penalty. Every time. So once he goes there, it's over. But
Yep.
he shouldn't have been called there. It was
Shouldn't
not
even been
a
called there.
penalty.
But what it was, and this is
It's
why I think
frustrating,
that,
man.
and this is where the whole idea of match fixing and rigging by the league by the
It's a
league comes in.
joke. It's a
Because in
joke.
this situation, they need Liverpool to win this game because if Liverpool drops another three
Right. They're
points,
back in the
another
race.
two points,
Great. Like I give
they
a
don't have a
shit.
chance because
Like I care.
Man City's not giving
Right.
up points like that. So they're like, oh, we need to make it interesting at the top of the race, and it's probably because of the fact that if Manchester City runs away with it, their ratings are going to plummet because nobody's going to watch games because everybody knows who's already going to win.
I'm not watching game because these refs.
It,
I'm not watching the game because these refs are a joke. Seriously,
facts.
everybody complains about it besides the top two teams. It's a joke. West Ham complained yesterday. They were complaining yesterday. It's a joke, man. This is a joke. Seriously, you cannot call that a penalty. You cannot not call a
Yeah,
foul at least it gets undercut by Jones and falls on his head. You don't call until the kid's down on. Then you call a foul. Then you stop the play. The man's a
yep,
joke. That's why the Homesdale are all saying who's the scouts in the black. Seriously, the scout's name is
exactly.
Kevin Friend. The man's a joke, man. I never get upset at a loss. I don't. But you know what? Today was an absolute joke, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
it was a
We played
joke.
against we played against
Premier
the
League's a
12th man.
joke. It's a joke, man. We had a chance to get a point out of it. We played so hard second half. I don't deserve that 3-1 loss, man. Even though I
I
was
mean,
saying, down two, it could have been 8. I was making a joke, but come on, man. Referee's a
mm-mm.
joke. The league's a joke. Fix the ref, Premier League. I'm begging you, man. Fix the refereeing. It's a joke. It's unfair. It's a joke.
I mean, if you think about it, man, from I'd probably say maybe the last 10, 15 minutes of the first half, the
Right.
entire second half, you can't tell me we didn't play better than them. You cannot tell me that we did not play them at the very end of the first half and the entirety of that second half of that game.
I agree.
And I think a big part of it, like you said, you know, he made some in-game adjustments towards the end of the half, but then, like you said, Vieira is the type of manager who's going to make adjustments, who's going to see what needs to happen
Right.
and move things around. That's exactly what he did, and we found ourselves in a much better situation in the second half. Shout out to our team for playing the way that they did. You know what I mean? You can only do so much when you have referees playing on half of the other side. But um, I was very impressed with Elise. I mean, I think this is one of those games where people talk about, you know, will he have the physicality or will he have the will to crack back and play defensively like we need him to. I thought he was amazing.
He was. He
I
was
thought
very
that young
good.
man came out and played hard. I was really upset when he took that fall and they didn't stop the game.
Yes, I was saying before, exactly. You don't stop it. It was a foul. You undercut. Then you don't stop it until we win the ball back. Then you stop the play. We win the ball back when Liverpool could have scored. Then he said, "Oh, I'll stop the play now." Kevin Friends, I've never ever liked him. Seriously, I've never
Mm,
liked him. I hate him now. I hate him, man. He's a
yep.
joke. He's a joke. Michael
So
Oliver,
look at this.
they're all a joke, man. They're all
Look at
corrupt,
this
man. They're
from
all a
Nick.
joke.
Nick said even Jurgen Klopp said no penalty. I
Because it
did not
wasn't.
I did
Because
not
it
see
was.
that, Nick, but I would 100% believe it.
Because it
Would
wasn't.
100% believe it. But hey, for all you out there tuning in, remember, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support for what you're doing. We're gonna be opening up the lines here in just a second. I'm gonna be dropping that link in the chat. I'm just gonna get a little bit more from Pat here before we start bringing on people. So, want to give you a little bit of true or false here, Pat. You tell me how you feel about this.
Go ahead.
Okay, true or false? Not bringing on Luca was the best thing for us throughout this game.
I'm done with Luca, by the way. His whole anti-vax stance that he has. So,
Mm,
what
mm.
was the question again? True. I mean, whatever
Well,
anti-Luca answer is, that's
true,
I'm done with
true.
him, man. This whole
Okay,
Djokovic stance, I'm done with that. I mean, I've you
okay,
know me, I've been a supporter of him. I'm done with
mm,
Luca, man. I'm sorry.
okay,
I'm sorry. I don't politics in this, but I'm done with Luca. So anyway, yeah. Whatever the
okay.
answer is, anti-Luca, true. Yeah, false. Whatever, true. Yeah.
Guaita deserved the start over Butler. True or false?
I say true. I don't think he lost his starting play. I'm not believing losing it because of either injury or whatever.
No,
Form is
no.
fine, but he was out because he hurt his finger, then he had COVID. So I would say he was right. I would say true. He was the right to start over him.
And I don't think he played bad either. I
No,
think he played a
I
decent
don't blame
solid
him for
game.
any of the none of the goals were
No,
his fault.
no,
None.
none.
So yeah, and Butland would have,
No.
so no. I mean, yeah. So
Okay, okay. Uh, true or false? We may never see Schlupp in the midfield three again.
true. I think even Vieira realizes that if I'm gonna play him, I play him in a four because he was great in
Yeah,
a four, and he's always good in a four. But I left, he's
it's
fine.
how. Let's
It's
talk
the
about that for a
three.
second. How
It's the three.
crazy is it? How improved his play became moving from the midfield three
Yeah.
to wide left. As soon
Yeah.
as he went wide left is when he made that pass to Mateta to set up
Yep.
that set up the goal.
Yep. The goal. Yeah.
As
Again,
soon as
we've had discussion many times before. It's a tactical adjustment. I'm glad he made and he realizes that. And I know why I set up in the three because Liverpool play in a three. I mean they play four
Mhm.
three three, same as us.
Yep,
But
yep.
their three is better than our three. I mean
Mhm.
Henderson,
And
Fabinho, and I guess it was Jones, right? Are
they're
just better now.
I think Liverpool's attack is what we want ours to be, except
Ex-
they have
exactly.
the two fullbacks to attack the way that they want to.
Right. Ah, very key. I mean, look how good Robertson
Because
was today. Jesus Christ, that
and
ball he
then
played into,
if
even
you're
though it was
watching
offside.
them when they're in the attacking phases, even sometimes when they're trying to counter press, Robertson and Alexander Arnold are over the halfway line.
Yes. Yeah,
When the
it's
other team has the ball in possession,
yeah.
they're on the
It's
other side. They're in their defensive third.
yeah. It's different. It's different class
And
the way
it's
they do it. But you're right. You're right.
that immediately creates a whole different balance to their attack that unfortunately we don't have yet because
Right.
Joe Ward is just not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's not that type of right back. So I mean, I think that's a huge part of it is the way that they are able to attack. But I mean, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, okay. Uh, true or false? Mateta continues to start up top for you,
See again,
or for
I
us,
thought
should I say?
second half he was. I mean, he had that chance for. I thought he was very good today. This is the thing, though. I would have started Benteke against Liverpool. And the only reason is not because of the lack of finishing. I just think I'm telling you right now. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep banging on about it. Liverpool, you have to have better holds up play. And in the first half, the ball came in. I mean, when we were 4-4-2, he was much better. But in the 4-3-3, the ball kept going up to him or up to us, and we kept losing the ball. But again, might be a shape thing. Maybe Mateta was better in a 4-4-2. You know what I mean, as opposed to 4-3-3. But again, I think it depends on the opposition. I mean, again, I thought Mateta played really well in the second half with a goal.
Mhm, mhm,
He could have
mhm,
scored in the first half, but again, he's coming on. I mean, he's really starting to. He's really coming on. I just thought Benteke today would have been better, and even on set plays on that corner, I'm not sure he could have stopped Van Dijk from getting that headed goal. But we all know how good Benteke is on corner kicks. But
mhm.
that's a tough question. I think it depends on who we're playing against,
And I think
honestly.
and I think it's interesting because in the way we played in the first half and also in the second half, we weren't looking to play on the counter. Like it wasn't that
Right.
wasn't really what we were looking to do.
Right.
You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? And I think part of it, like when you think about, hey, we were looking to hold up the ball, we weren't looking to do that either. And I think part of
Nope.
it was, I mean, maybe the strategy was, hey, they play their line really high, so what we need to do is exploit the space between
Try and get
their
behind
back
it. Yep.
line. And I think
Yep.
that's what we were trying to do. And it had some successes, and at the same time, it had threat to it, and which I
Right.
appreciated. Even though we had those couple offsides, it's like hey, we get this right, and we got a really good thing coming, which we ended up having with the one goal that we scored. I like Mateta up top right now. I do. I mean, I like the way he's playing. Let me say that. I like the way he's playing.
I
I like
say
what he's
there's
teaching us.
parts to his game I didn't know he had that I've seen, like his
His
dribbling
passing,
ability.
his
His
passing.
his is very his passing is very good.
Like he
Again,
could have had an assist to Gallagher early, and
right,
then the pass to the ability the ability to recognize the layoff, but then actually put it perfectly to where Edward could put that ball in. Like
right.
I like that a lot from him.
No, listen. I mean, fair play to him. Like I said, I just think it's the opponent. Like I said, my only thing, like I said, and I really, I don't know. Again, the last three matches that showed me in the 4-3-3, we
Hmm.
miss Ayu, Zaha, and Benteke. In a 4-4-2, then Edward shines, Mateta shines, uh, shines. But in the 4-3-3, none of them shine as much. So even though Lise was much better in the four four
Hmm.
two, so
Hmm.
Lise again had moments in the beginning, first half where he definitely, I mean, he could have scored a goal. He set up almost up a Gallagher for a goal. I mean, he played really well. I mean, he can play
Hmm.
anywhere. The interesting part is, is Eze came on and was like it was like a 10 playing behind the striker,
Yeah. Hmm.
and we're gonna see that going forward. But again,
So
credit
that
to
okay. So let's get into that a little bit. Let's get into that a little bit. So that first substitution that we saw brought Edward out and Eze in. Did you
right.
like that substitution right there?
Well, I know you didn't. I thought
Well,
both Schlupp and Edward were tired. I thought they were both
I
very
agree.
tired because
I
they
agree.
ran
I
so
just
much in
thought
the
it was.
first half.
I thought it would have been better to take off Schlupp there and let Eze replace him because we're in the 4-4-2 at that point, and we
Right.
know Eze has experience playing wide left. So I don't know. I just felt like that wasn't the right balance move for us to take out one of the two strikers, which were obviously causing them trouble up top. To
But the
then
thing was, we still did create. I mean, we only stopped creating chances after the penalty was called. I mean, we were all over them at two
no.
one for the
Yeah,
side.
we
Even
were,
though
and that's why I
I know
felt like
what
we
you're
should have won
saying,
that.
those subs, even when Benteke and Ayu were on, we still created chances. What killed the game
Yeah,
off was the
the
penalty.
penalty.
Penalty killed the
Yeah,
game. At that point, we weren't getting back from 3-1. But I thought, I mean, I thought you're right. Looking at that, there was a ball that was played. I think Sa played a ball to Schlupp, and he just stopped running for it because he was tired. So
and
and that was
so I
before
was
the
like,
sub. You're right. At that point, I'm
and my
surprised. Well,
thought
it might
was
was Eze, somebody else. I'm
my
surprised they didn't
thought
take
was
out
it's like
Schlupp. You're right.
okay, well if you do Eze for Schlupp there, then you bring in Benteke for Edouard. If you
Right.
because then we still like I thought it was so important for us to keep that two striker front because it was giving them trouble and and it made Allison not be able to play just one side of the ball. You know what I mean? He couldn't
Right.
play on both sides.
But what I thought he did was, we went to the 4-4-2. I think he wanted Eze in there to be more of a 4-5-1 and only support or Gallagher support
Yeah,
the
and when we
striker. You
went
know what I mean?
four
I think
five
he
one in the
wanted
first half, it wasn't working. That's why I
right.
was so
But it was
surprised we did that.
because it wasn't this because it's not the right players in the right spots. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
It's you need to
mhm,
have
yeah,
the right
I
players. I mean,
agree.
a perfect example
I agree
again
with
is
that.
Schlupp
Yep,
going from the 4-3-3 to 4-4-2. He's much better at wide. So
yep.
I think it was the plays that you have. But you're right. Change formation by itself doesn't work. Change formation with certain players it
With
does
certain
work.
players, it
So,
does
but
work.
you're
Yep.
right though. I really thought that Schlupp coming off as they would have been different. But like I said, I think he wanted as they to drop into the middle,
Hmm.
create a 3/5 in that middle to overwhelm Liverpool. And again, I'll say it again. We did create tons of chances.
We did. We did.
When SA came
Without
on,
a doubt.
we just again I don't want to curse, but that damn penalty call, man, it killed it. It killed the game. Killed the
Man,
game.
because like it was like you could tell like when you're watching those games and you're seeing the run of play and you feel like we were right there. You know what I mean? And it's just
Yes.
those times like okay, they had their opportunity to break up the play to make a difference, and it's like hey, all right, call it in. We got the chance. They gave us the opportunity. So we're gonna bring on my man Nick here. Nick, what's up, man?
Hey man, how you doing? I'll call
Good
you my
man. How are you?
pals because I can't call you my friends anymore because that word has been soiled by the most corrupt refereeing I have
You
ever
can't
seen in 40 years of watching football.
use that
Okay,
word
we should be
anymore.
talking about how we had an XG of 1.86, had an XG of 1.3, how we've nearly beat one of the best teams in the country. You know what? I don't mind losing, but when you lose to corruption,
Yep.
it just leaves a
Right, right.
nasty, nasty
Exactly.
taste in your mouth.
because I
You've
think
got
Yeah.
everybody
Gary
would have been
Lineker
fine.
on Twitter saying
Everybody
it's
would have
wrong.
been.
You've got Jamie bloody Carragher on Sky saying how bad the decisions were.
Yes.
Second
Yep.
goal, Firmino,
Offside.
offside position, goes for a header. Now that means that he is part of play, surely.
Yep. Part of play involved, attracting attention of one of our players in the box that could be used to defend the other player. That he's absolutely involved. Not to mention the fact that, like you said, with what we're seeing out there from the penalty call, like that's just it's outrageous, man. It's outrageous. And all of our fans, everybody that watched
The
this game,
anger at Selhurst was
oh, I'm sure it was
palpable.
boiling over. And the thing about it is, every single Palace fan,
I've never
if we would have
known
lost that,
anything like the best thing that happened today, though. One
what's
young
that?
kid threw a bottle on the pitch, and about 20
Did he?
people pulled him out. Gave
That is that is good. You can't be
to the
doing that.
stewards.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't be doing that.
Well done, man.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it was if we would have lost that game 2-1 with how hard we were playing in the second half and the chances that we were
Yeah.
creating, I don't think anybody would have been upset about that, truly.
Right.
I think we
Exactly
would have
right.
been cool with saying, hey, you know what? We made an adjustment. We played better than them that entire second half, and we almost was able to pull that equal and get a point. But now to lose 3-1 in the
The focus
fashion that
goes
we
on the
did,
referee.
focus
Exactly.
goes on the referee, focus
Yep.
goes on goals
Premier League.
against for us
Right.
because we understand that naturally where we are mid-table, every time we get 3 points, every time we try to move up, goal differential is going to come into play for us. So now we got that in play because now it looks worse because we lost 3-1.
What do you think he switched in the second half? Because the first half, we were trying to play the ball out the back, and Liverpool were pressing so high that it was forcing errors. And
Yeah.
we didn't change it. We didn't lump the ball forward enough in that first half.
Yeah.
Well, we
But
Second
Nick.
half, I
also
mean, we nearly scored in the first minute, didn't we?
well
Yeah,
in the
but we
second
had,
half,
but Nick, we did have chances in the first half, though.
yeah, we
I
did. We
mean,
had a lot of
Mateta could
chances
have
in the first
scored,
half.
Gallagher could have scored.
Yeah.
Elise had
Yeah.
a chance. We had chances, but the 4-4-2 switch was brilliant because we had to move Schlupp out wide.
Yep.
We had to, because that wasn't going to work, and their midfield three was overwhelming us. So we went to a 4, was much better. But you can't expect to outplay Liverpool's midfield, match them for 3 when Schlupp's in there. But you put him out wide. Look what he does. He creates a goal. So I thought the switch was good. Could we done it earlier? I don't know. The one check we tried earlier didn't work. He switched Olise and Edward's side. As soon as he switched the sides, they scored a goal. You know what I mean? So, but give Vieira credit for making that change at halftime.
I think part of the
Yeah,
difference that we
and
saw
credit to
too.
Mateta for laying the ball off for Edouard to score because he
Brilliant.
could have gone
Yeah.
on his own, couldn't he? So
Yeah.
Yep.
he does just enough to keep his place, Mateta,
Hey
doesn't he?
man, hey, I think he played a really good game overall, man. Honestly, I mean, we could be talking about him having 2 goals and us maybe winning this game if we converted some chances, man. Like I thought he played a really solid game. But I think the difference
Yeah.
with dealing with their pressure too was we didn't hold on to the ball as long. We moved the
Right.
ball quicker. We didn't let the
Much
pressure.
quicker.
We didn't let the pressure meet the ball handler. You know what I mean? I think sometimes their pressure is always the most palpable when we allow the pressure to get to the ball handler. A lot of times in that second half, we were just pinging the ball, almost like Barcelona tiki-taka. It's like boom, 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 move the ball. Don't allow them to get their pressure to close you down, to then take away first pass from multiple positions. I think that was one of the biggest keys for us in the second half was just overall speed of movement of the ball.
Yeah. Before I disappear, remember a few years ago there was a game Arsenal against Sheffield United got replayed because of a throw-in or something. Do you remember going back a few years in my hazy memory? Now, why can't we go to the FA and say, look, this is wrong, and we want that game replayed? Because
Not
something's
happening.
got to be done. Something has to be done. Have you seen the VAR where the ref doesn't go to the monitor and not give anything?
Yeah, that's my point. Once he went to the monitor, it was going to be a penalty, but he should never have gone there. He was there. If there were 3 minutes discussing whether it was a penalty, at that point, it's not clear and obvious. Move on. But once he goes to the monitor, it's over. He's going to call it every single time. I've never seen a referee go to the monitor ever not call a penalty.
Now, Chris Grierson tweeted that he heard the conversation in the VAR room.
And
the VAR man was telling Kevin Friend
to go look at it.
Was it Jota who got the penalty? Jota was gonna get the ball.
Yeah, well, Jota shouldn't have run into the bloody goalkeeper.
That's
Well, he
See
what
that?
did right, didn't he?
it's
That's
just.
clever.
Oh my god,
It's a
it's
terrible
so
call. It's a
obvious.
terrible call.
He's running on a straight line. He tips the ball. It goes too far ahead of him. At that point, he knows he doesn't have a chance. So what does he
So
do? He
right,
veers off
he
his
runs
line
into the right,
into the
and
goalkeeper.
exactly.
It's just
And again, I'll say it again. They don't need Liverpool. Don't need our help. They don't need
No.
anybody's help to win. They're good enough to win. Let them win it fair and square. And I'll say, you know what? They beat us 7-0 last year. They're a better team than us. Over and
Yeah.
done. But when you give them obviously blatant calls on top of them being that good, they can't be beat. What's the point? It's ridiculous. The league's a joke. The referees are they're pathetically. I've said it before. Now you get this upset. I don't care anymore. Refereeing in this league is an absolute disgrace. It's
And the,
disgraceful. Has to be
and the
addressed, man.
smug look on Kevin Friend's face when he walked off.
Exactly.
when he
Right. That
walked
He
off.
looked
Oh
so smug.
man, he looks because you know why? Because he had a security guard around him. He had other
yeah.
referees protecting him. His
Right.
punk ass felt safe.
Joke.
Anyway, onwards
Joke.
and upwards. Come on, you Palace. I shall speak to you next time.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
All right, man.
All
Take it
right,
easy
Nick.
now.
Take care, buddy.
So as we saw, clear as day, when we have, especially in the second half of this game, and the
Right.
thing that was very very encouraging to me as a Palace fan, as a fan of the game of soccer or football, should I say, with us, I feel like Palace as a team, we can play with anyone if we have the right tactics and the right people in the game. Am I
Right.
right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Because when we were out there, like we outplayed those guys in that second half, and a lot of it was due to tactical changes and the personnel that we had out there in certain in positions.
Do me a favor. Ty, put up Dana Christ
This one,
comment.
yeah.
No, the one before, one
Uh,
before about
one
AFCON.
before. Hold on, let me see. Okay.
But he's right about that. Kevin Fredge never do a game. So he says AFCON, a referee called penalty, went to monitor and overturned his penalty call. Let me
Overturn
tell
the
you
penalty
something.
call.
I've watched AFCON. I must have missed that game, but credit to the referee because I have never seen in the Premier
Never
League.
seen that.
I've
Never.
never seen a
Never.
referee go to the monitor and overturn.
After
Oh,
after a penalty's been called, like
no,
yeah.
no, right, no. When he's been asked to go look at it, they always
Yep.
call the penalty. They don't
Yep.
ever go there and say, "Oh no, that's not a penalty." Whenever they don't call it, when it's called, it's called. But my point is, I've never seen a referee go to the monitor
And
after they say
overturn
go to the
something.
monitor and
And
overturn it and say,
overturn
oh no,
something.
no, I was right the first time because he didn't call anything. He didn't call the penalty. He didn't call anything. I've seen him over.
Right.
They've overturned it. Like if VR said it's not a penalty, but I've never seen a guy not call a penalty and then go there and say, oh yeah, it's not a penalty. Whenever they go look at it, they say, oh, I made a mistake. It's like they don't want to like make their friend at VR upset. It's my friend there says the penalty's gone.
Ugh.
Come on, man. Looking at, I don't know what, again. I can't. Like I said, I handled last year. We lost 7-0. I did a watch along with Hambo and D, and I took it. Took it
Mhm.
like a man. We lost 7-0. Fair play, Liverpool. Much better than us. Had 7 chances to score 7 goals. Today, no, man. We were better second half. We were better. We deserved the point. And then to not get even a chance at a point, I'm not saying we would have scored, but at 3-1, the match is over. 2-1, we still got a chance. And in fact, they didn't give us a chance. And even before that, there were plenty of calls before that Kevin Friend, I don't know what he was doing.
And if you
But
think
they don't need
about it,
they don't need
man,
your help. Like I said, like the
to
offside goal, for instance, making
yes, I'm
it
saying to
2-0.
lose 3-1 and two of the goals, or what led
We
up
could
to two
argue
of the
about
goals were
right,
highly
right,
debatable. Like
debatable,
that that
right,
that that makes you that makes you there were two clear solid goals in this game, and we know that,
right.
and that's fine.
Ours and their first goal, exactly right. So it's a 1-1. We get a point,
But it's like
right,
to lose a game to a team that's expected to come in and win against us because they're the better team, but they don't
right,
outplay you. They don't necessarily do things that dictate why they should have got 3 points over you.
right.
I don't feel like Liverpool beat us in this game. I feel like the officiating beat us in this game.
So frustrating, man. Seriously. I mean, I've been in Pat's pool for 50 years, man. And I've seen a lot. So I mean, I'm not trying to moan and complain about stuff, but like I said, Palace are a small. I get who we are. I know what we are. I know our history, whatever. But when we play clubs like this and they get the advantage with the referee, and it's frustrating. It's like you don't want to watch football anymore. I don't want to watch it anymore because it shouldn't happen that way. It just shouldn't happen that way. Again, Liverpool are a class team. First half for 40 minutes, whatever, they dominated us. We got back a little bit in the end of the first half, and the second half we were much better. But they don't need a referee to just call the game down the
Mm-hmm.
middle. Don't be biased. When our fans, and our fans, fans are fans, but when our fans are honestly in 20 minutes are saying who's the scouser in the black, basically saying already the referee's been a joke, then we got no chance, man. Again, they're better than us. I get it. They might, they'll probably win the League Cup and Champions
It's
League,
like
but
you said,
that should not.
they
That
don't
should They don't
need help.
need the help. They don't need the
They
help, man.
don't
And those two
need the help.
calls, they don't need a help. Give us those two calls. Give us a bloody ridiculous penalty kick and an offside goal, and then see
Hmm.
what happens. Give us
Yep.
that and see how Liverpool deal with that. It's a joke, man. It's just very frustrating. It really is.
So looking forward to things schedule wise, we got a decent amount of time before our next match. Um, February the
FA Cup
5th
game.
is Hartlepool. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
got what's that? That's
2 weeks.
30 2 weeks. 2 weeks till the next
2 weeks.
match.
Yeah.
So at that point, we'll have everybody back probably.
Nah, they'll be
Um,
back. Everybody be back.
everybody be back.
Everybody be back.
And then you'll have the opportunity to then have hopefully, uh, judging with injuries and things, a full fledged team ready. Well, I don't think we're going to use everybody against Hartlepool naturally, but then looking forward to the next match, which is Norwich, I believe. Is it Norwich after
It
that?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things, T. One, my son's in the
Mhm.
chat. Shout out to my
Oh,
son Xavier.
oh,
I didn't see
shout
that.
out! What's up, Xavier? How you doing,
My
man?
son said, "Fully been cheated." You're right, son. And
Hey,
secondly, you know what? Also, when we have our next match, the window has closed. So
yep, sure have.
for
So,
me,
do
let's
you
get a
think something
midfielder in.
happens? Yeah,
Get a midfielder in. Get a midfielder
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Get rid
I
of
agree.
Gyro. Get rid of Gyro. He's not going to play. Clearly, he's not going to play. Just get rid of Gyro. Use that spot and get a midfielder in. I don't care if he's
Well,
attacking midfielder,
you
box
said
to
you said
box.
you said you're done with Luca. Do we get rid of Luca?
Yeah, but they're not going to. Get rid of Luca too. Absolutely, 100% get rid of Luca. Luca and
I'm
Gyro, but
you don't
100%
understand.
get rid
Like
of Luca.
you don't understand.
100%.
Like if we
But it
bring in
won't happen.
another defensive midfielder, I'd be so fine with getting rid of him. I wouldn't bat an eye. I really
Hundred
wouldn't.
percent, hundred
I
percent.
really
Get
wouldn't.
rid of get rid of him. Get rid
Yeah,
of both.
I
I mean, because
really
again,
wouldn't.
not get rid of Jai because I don't like him. Get rid of Jai because you're not going to play him. So what's the
Yeah, I
point
mean, if you're
keeping him?
not going to play it,
Just
yeah, I
let the kid
understand that.
go somewhere and play. Let him go
Yeah, because I
play.
mean, he does offer something. Like, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. I think
but
he's obviously not doing something in particular
right,
that Vieira wants
right.
slash needs, which I can get that. But I mean, he's a pretty good player. So like, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, but get a
do
midfielder in.
you?
Get someone
Yeah,
just in case Hughes. Because again, by the way, I think Hughes took a knock while he came off. When he got remember that foul that
yeah.
he took.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He
Yep.
took a knock.
Yep.
That's why he came off. I think anyway. So him. We're gonna get Macca back, but Macca's what 34. I mean, we got to get a midfielder. We got to get someone else in here on a permanent
Absolutely.
with Gallagher leaving to,
Yep.
because again, the options in the 4-3 just aren't enough. Yeah, Macca coming back is great. Kyrgios coming back is great, but just in case they don't come back and aren't
Hmm.
hitting the floor running, I need
Hmm.
someone with Gallagher and Hughes or Gallagher and Mac or whoever. Get me a
Yeah.
midfielder, man. Get me a young midfielder get in there that can, because
And there's actually
honestly,
some good
Gyro and Luca
options.
are done out here,
And
man.
there's some good options out there too, man. Some that I think we can afford. Some that I
Are
think would do well in our system.
You know who I like?
Who's that?
Sangari for Ivory Coast.
That's
Sangari,
right. Yep,
but
Sagari from
he'll cost a lot
he's
of
with
money.
PSV. PSV.
Yeah, yeah. He's a lot of money though, but I'd love to get him.
Mm, I
Love to
mean, we
get
can get
him.
him. I think we
Oh
can get him for
man.
20 million or less.
All right, listen. Whatever it takes at this point, get him,
Get him in.
get him
Get
in,
him. Get him
get him in.
in. No,
Can we sign a
yeah.
referee? I like that. Louis Gossett. Can we sign a referee? We should sign a referee. We need to get a referee. You're right.
Wait a minute.
Louis, best
We
you
need a
win.
we
You
need a
win, man. That is
GoFundMe.
the that is the
We
question
need a
of the day, my friend.
GoFundMe. We need a
Yeah.
GoFundMe for from
Yep.
new Premier League officials.
Yep. I'm all for that, Louis. I love that comment, man. Can we sign a referee?
Yeah, man. No, I mean, I looking forward, man. I mean, we got a lot of time off, which offers our team some time to, you know, iron out some kinks and get some guys back in the swing of things. I know Tompkins nursing a knock right now. Um, do you think that we see Ferguson start against Hartlepool?
I hope so. I hope in the 2 weeks that I think the players they should get a week off now
Yeah, I know a
because
lot
of
of teams are going to a
the
lot of teams
winter
are going
break, right?
to like
Like Dubai or somewhere in Saudi
yeah,
Arabia,
for
Emirates.
warm
Yeah.
weather training.
So you give him a team a week off. He comes back. I'd like to see him start. I really would. I'd love. I mean, it's what League One. What league are they in? League One or League Two? I don't even
Two.
know. Hartlepool. Yeah.
Harlepool's
I mean,
League
come on.
Two, I believe.
He can start against them, and even if he's poor, you know what I mean. I mean, give him the 90 minutes. I would
Right.
start him, and I would. I start one of the kids, but he won't do it. He's gonna want to win, and I get it. I would start one of the kids like
Hmm.
Raksaki, but it won't happen.
Yep, Harlepool's
Um,
League Two. Hmm.
but you go with the 4-3-3, and at that point, if Macca's back, you start Macca for me. But probably you don't start
You
someone from
start Mac.
injury.
I mean, I think you start Mac in that one, give him some minutes, maybe leave
If
him
he's ready
maybe
to play, I
45.
mean, give him
If
the
he's ready,
yeah, give him the
give him
yeah.
45.
But if not, it'll be Kiate, Hughes, and Gallagher, which I can handle that three with probably Edward, Mateta,
Hmm.
and Zaha's back. And listen, man, I want Wolf back in there at some point too. So got a lot of
Yeah,
options
I
on the
guess
front three at least. So that's good.
for
A
me, it
lot of
just
options.
depends on how early Wolf comes back. Because if
Right.
Ivory Coast has a run in the Afcon, then he will. It'll be pretty close to him coming back from that. So,
Even
you
though
know,
he's not even playing though. He's hardly plays. I don't get that. He's not playing. I
yeah,
mean, I know they're good,
he,
but he's not
he
playing.
came off the bench in that first game. He got to start in
And
the
then
second one and played like I think 60 something minutes, maybe 60 or 70 minutes, and then was on the bench the next game. And I don't think he came
and
in.
came on late again. No, he
He
came on
came
late
on
in the
late.
third
He
game
came on
too.
really
Very
late.
late.
Okay,
Yeah, he came on
okay,
late. Like got
gotcha.
like 7-8 minutes. Listen, it's a good thing not gonna get injured, but I mean, if you're gonna go all that way, because I
Hmm.
heard that like COVID's hit Comoros. Like they lost like 11 players due to COVID.
11.
11 players. I heard they lost to COVID. So
I
AFCON's
bet you Jordan
been
Ayew
hit by.
wishes that happened
Been hit.
before they played him.
I do a nice shot. I love that from the bow. Yeah, I
Hey
hear that.
man, I didn't know who the hell Comoros was until they played Ghana and beat them. I had
Brother,
no
me and
idea.
you, I went on Wikipedia right before that match to look up who they were, where it was. It's a
I
beautiful
went and got
set
a
of
we went
islands.
and got a
I had
world
no
map and
idea.
was looking. It was like,
Seriously,
where is
but
this
God
country
bless
at?
them, man. What a job by them. Seriously, what a job to get to the
It's a
knockout.
couple of teams that's in there doing anything. Equatorial Guinea,
Guinea, I know.
like
I've
they
been
just
watching.
went
Listen,
there.
I've never been a fan of it, but I've been watching a lot of it, and I've been enjoying it.
Hey,
I'm not gonna
I
lie to you.
have. I
I've been
definitely
watching.
have.
I've been enjoying it.
It's
But
been
normally
real fun.
you can't catch it in America as much, But they've
Yep,
been
exactly.
but being sports been doing a decent job. I've been able to catch both games.
Well, they was actually
So
the last one, the last AFCON was actually on ESPN Plus, and I love
was
that
it?
because
Oh, yeah.
yes, I watched
I
every
didn't even
game.
know. I'm not
I
gonna lie, I
watched
didn't even know
every
that.
game.
See? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I wish it
Interesting.
was still on there to be honest with you. But
Yeah, being sports a joke. They put it on and they don't do any kind of pre or post or
oh, they just throw
Joe
the
the same
game on.
problem. Same problem in England. England's not doing any kind of pre and post. Just put the game on when it starts, take it off when it's over. You don't get any
Shit,
kind of which is
we
ridiculous.
lucky if we get announcers for the damn
So let me
AFCON game.
so let me give you a halftime score then. Burkina Faso 1, Gabon 0.
Hmm. Okay,
So that's
gotcha.
interesting. So
I know. So
Burkina Faso also another team. Anyway, let's get
wait,
back to
yep, that's
Palace.
because they got a dude from Aston Villa playing with them. Yep. Okay.
Traore,
Yep.
right?
Trior. Yep.
I
So
think he won the score. He scored a goal. I think.
give me some stats from today's game. I want to hear some overall stats and how that second half
Uh,
improved stats
all
for
right.
us.
So overall statistics for today's match, possession, which was really poor at one stage, was 43% for Crystal Palace, 57%, sorry, for Liverpool.
Okay,
Passing
that
accuracy,
improved a lot
it was
from the first half.
70%, 70-30 at one point. It was much
Yep.
better.
Yep.
Total shots 8 for Palace, 15 for Liverpool. Chances
Hmm.
created 6 for Palace, 13 for Liverpool.
Hmm.
But big chances, Crystal Palace 3, Liverpool 1.
That says it
Interesting.
all right there.
Seriously interesting, huh? We were
That
back in the
says it
game.
all right there, man.
Accurate passes, Palace 317, Liverpool 456.
Hmm.
And passing success rate 76% for Palace and 80% for Liverpool. I actually thought that stats wise, I thought Anderson did really well stats wise as far as like passing percentages.
Anderson played in
Um,
the air pretty well in this game. I feel like,
and he won a couple of headers. He was actually
yeah, and those passes. Oh my goodness, he had a couple of passes that were just over the top. That were just marvelous.
yeah.
Yeah, I was happy with it. Patrick Vieira on Sky. Let me see what Nick says here. It's a huge mistake by the referee, and that took away the hope to come back. Of course,
Yep.
it has had a massive impact. The referee today didn't have a really good game at all.
Great. Good for him. Fair play.
Thank
Great.
you,
Way to call him
thank
out.
you,
Yep.
Monsieur Vieira. Thank you
Yep.
for saying that because you know what, it needed to be said. Like it's like yo, you had a mayor, bro. Didn't have a good one. Sorry, man. Can't agree with it. Cannot agree with it. Like it's
So
the
frustrating.
fact that you've got the other manager, you have multiple pundits, you have of course our fan base and our
Right.
manager talking about how badly
Or yeah.
the game was officiated. Premier League, you have to do something about this. You have to look into this. This isn't acceptable. And this isn't the first game of recency that's had these issues and these calls.
T, I got a Steve Parrish quote. You want to hear it
Yeah, I would
on
love it.
Twitter?
I would love it.
If we are made to have an independent regulator, can we give them VAR? Uh, I I'm with you on that one. Seriously, get someone to fix the game and start with the refereeing and VAR.
And you
Yeah,
know what will be a really good thing too? VAR shouldn't be run by another Premier League official. I think VAR should be run by an entirely different like entity, an unbiased entity who see the game and call it as it should be called, not just as a Premier League official sees it or has been trained to be called or has experience with all of these different teams and all of these different players and that may have these secret biases. I think I think VAR, if we're going to have VAR, it should be done by a completely independent entity.
so I have a Klopp quote, but you're not gonna like it.
What did he
But
say?
again, I get it. I get it.
What did he say?
Jurgen Klopp on Liverpool penalty. I didn't see it. VAR thought it was a penalty. That's why it went to the screens. I'm not sure why people are talking about it.
Wait a minute. Say that
Oh,
again. Say that
I'm gonna
last
say
part
it. Let me
again.
read that again. I didn't see it. VAR
Mhm,
thought it was a penalty. That's why it
mhm.
went to the screens. I'm not sure why people are talking about it. Really? Again, listen, Liverpool manager would say that, right? What is he going to say?
I would love for him to say that if he was in the situation that we were in and they got that called on them.
Someone said that. If that, imagine Wolf getting that call. Never happens. Imagine Wolf getting that call
Oh, that's
at
a no call.
Anfield. At Anfield.
That call wouldn't even get reviewed if that was Will.
Yeah, because Wolf's a diver, right? So it never get. I mean, it's a
Right.
guy.
That yeah, that
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
even
a joke.
that literally would not even get reviewed, which is that sad. Which is that sad. And Wolf wouldn't have to go as far as Jota did to try to run into somebody's path to get that call.
Exactly. Right.
He wouldn't have
Exactly.
to.
But
He
if he
wouldn't
did,
have to.
they'd be saying, "Oh, he's diving. He's a
He's a
diver. How
diver.
could he? How could
He's
you
a
say that?
diver.
Oh,
He's a
it's not a
diver.
penalty."
Oh, Jota's great. Jota's a good player. Yeah, get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Jota
And
didn't do
he is a
anything.
good player, but
Jota
he
did
shouldn't.
nothing that entire game.
He dived today, right? The only thing he did
Yeah,
all day was took that dive. Exactly
that was
right.
the
That's the only
best
thing
thing
he did
he
all
did
day.
all day long.
Yeah. And it's not close, right?
To then give the penalty to the defensive midfielder. Oh, whatever.
Wow.
But neither here nor there. But looking ahead, who? So let's look ahead to Hartlepool. Even though it's 2 weeks away, let's put the variable in place that we have the entire squad available for the Hartlepool FA Cup tie.
Right.
Who is your starting 11?
So to be fair, I put Butland back in goal.
Okay.
Ferguson right back. Gahey, Anderson, and Mitchell back four.
Hmm.
Midfield three. Gallagher, Hughes, MacArthur.
Gallagher, Hughes, MacArthur.
And front three, boy, oh boy. Edward, wide
Yeah.
left.
Okay.
Zal Harvey's back wide right.
Okay.
And Mateta up front. If
Mm.
Zaha's not back, then Olise. So I'm starting the same three, but it's Hartlepool. It's not. It's a different pool. It's not Liverpool. It's Hartlepool. Thinking that the
Right.
4-3 works against them as opposed to not working against Millwall, not working against Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? If it's a
Right.
if a different side, I wouldn't play that three up front again. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't do it. But
You probably go
I
for
give them.
4-2. You mean?
I go four
Yeah,
four
four
two
four two.
exactly.
You mean?
Or I would
Mm.
go a different 4-3. I'd probably start IU over one of those, over Edward or just again, just or start Benteke. But again, against Hartlepool, you can go with that. And that's a strong lineup. I mean, it's a very strong
Yeah.
lineup. It's our starting lineup besides Guaita. No, sorry, yeah, besides Guaita and
Hmm.
Ward, basically. So, or again, arguably without Olise or Benteke. But it's a strong lineup. But again, squad. I was listening to some game today. I'm guessing it was Brighton's game. So I use that word on
Hmm.
here. And they said that Potter's used like 20 players this year as far as squad rotation, on a
Hmm.
regular basis. So
Yeah.
so my point is we need to be doing the same thing. We need to be getting everybody in there. We got to get everyone playing. That's
Yeah,
why
I mean,
I like to
because
see
that's the best
Ferguson play
way
and Butland get
to
some more
establish
minutes.
form, to have it to where
Exactly.
if guys, I mean, in the age of COVID right now, where guys are having to constantly come out and have it quarantine and things, it's important that you have next guy up and you got guys that are ready to play, that have actually seen some minutes, that are comfortable stepping in and doing their
Right.
thing. So I mean, I think it's all about, yeah, it's like competitive balance almost. You know what I mean? Especially with utilizing the cup matches to do so. My
You know
starting
what?
11. Hmm?
Forget what I just said. Sorry. I'm changing my mind. Midfield three. I'm sorry, I forgot him. Would be Hughes, Gallagher, and
Hmm.
Eze. I saw Eze. Eze
Hughes,
has to.
Gallagher,
Eze
Eze.
has. Eze. I forgot all about him, man.
Okay.
He needs to get minutes in the midfield.
Absolutely, he does.
You know what I mean? As opposed to the front three. So I would. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot about Eze. Eze needs to start in the middle. He's
He
more effective there.
100%
So
needs that. I mean,
yeah, I forgot about him.
I would, so like I'm a big fan of giving that experiment a try because we still really haven't seen it yet.
Exactly. Right. We haven't seen it. Right. Exactly. So why not better than the FA Cup game at
And I
home
think,
against Hartlepool?
yeah, and I think that they could try that in that game. If not,
Yeah.
if he decides not to do it, I would keep that
Right.
same back four with Butland and
Hmm.
goal, and
Right.
I would do Hughes, MacArthur, and Eze. I'd give Conager a break, a little bit of a break
Okay.
there. Just because
That's fair.
if if we're not gonna put them together in this situation, then I want to see Eze step into that role
Right.
that
And do his
Connor's been
role. Yeah.
playing,
Yeah.
to
Fair.
see
That's
how
fair
he does
enough.
that as well. Because here's the thing: we understand that at the end of this season, Connor's probably going to be gone, and I feel like the natural replacement, if we're not going out and getting anybody, our natural replacement in that position is Eze.
I agree.
So I would
I
love to
agree.
see him in that role. So yeah, so I would probably go, yeah, if my first preference would be Gallagher as a Hughes, but if not, then I would like to see Hughes, MacArthur as a, and then my front three. Ooh, this is thinking full strength. This is thinking full strength. Um, I'll go. I'll go Edward on the left, Mateta up top, Elise on the right. But I'm gonna have IU and Zaha on the bench, and they're gonna get a chance to play. Let me say that.
Yeah. They've all,
Yeah,
I just feel like they played a lot lately. Mateta,
yeah.
Edward, Olise, Hughes has played a lot lately. The
And they've
last
also
three,
got
four
2 weeks
matches.
off though.
Right. So
But
yeah.
yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. But
Yeah.
my thing is like Elise is playing really good football, and I really want him to continue to do so. And I think a game like the Hartlepool game is only going to catapult him even further. Like, could you imagine him coming out and having a brace or a goal and an assist against Hartlepool, and what the folklore of Elise is going to become as we move further to the FA Cup? Like,
Right.
this dude could become a cult legend by the time the FA Cup is over if we keep on giving him opportunities.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, but but the thing I do want to see, I want to see Elise in there getting the opportunity. I want to see Eze in the midfield, and I want to see Ferguson at right back. So those are probably the three things I really want to see the most out of that game. So if
Right.
everything else was slightly different or slightly changed, I'd be fine with it as long as we had to see those three things.
I love the Eze in the middle. I love Ferguson and right back. I'd actually would like to see Raksaki get a chance to start. It won't happen. I'd love to see him start and give Elise a break. But I get,
I would
I'm
at
getting
least
your
love
point.
to see him play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you could you get a young guy 45 minutes, give
Yeah.
him 30, like let him get a chance. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's always encouraging to see them make the bench. Don't get me wrong, because the experience of being in the team does matter. But I do want to see him get a chance to get in there. You know, but if we're talking full strength and you've got Elise, you've got Edward, you've got Zaha, you've got IU, you know what I'm saying? You got all those guys there. That makes it so much tougher for him to even, have that chance. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you, that Hartlepool game is really important. We have to beat them beat them well to move on. But after that, we have Norwich away, Brentford away, Chelsea
Hmm.
home,
Yep.
Burnley home, Wolves away, Man City home, Newcastle. I mean, not that there's ever easy games in the Premier League, but you're talking about teams that are fighting for their lives in Norwich
Yep.
and Newcastle and Burnley. You're talking about teams going for the title in Chelsea and Man City, and a team in Wolves who they have come on leaps and bounds that we beat them. They are so good right now. Wolves
Hmm.
are
Well,
much improved
actually,
side. So
and believe it or not, they were really good before we beat them,
they were, and
because that
you're
was one
right.
thing we were talking
That's
about before the
one of the
game was
best
how
wins of
good
the
a form
season.
they were on. Yeah.
One of the best wins of the season was Wolves at home. Wolves are
Yeah, because
a
it was
very
convincing. It was
right.
convincing. I
So
think Wolves are going to be like, no, we got to come out and play. They kicked our ass,
right,
in that game, and we were playing well at that time.
right. So
You know.
I just hope that we just just dominate Hartlepool and then take the Norwich game, obviously, which is a midweek game after that. So
Yep.
they're tricky fixtures, but I mean, we can't afford to drop points against Norwich and Brentford. And we don't play well. We have one match away so far, the Man City game. So we're gonna
Hmm.
have to play well against Brentford
Yeah.
and Norwich to win those two games. And then Chelsea home, you know how that's gonna be with
Yeah.
another
And then
biased
Aaron makes a
referee.
good point here. We will have that Watford fixture somewhere
Yeah, exactly. Well, the
in
thing
there.
is, Aaron, it won't be before Brentford because, like I said, we've got Hartlepool Saturday, Norwich Wednesday, Brentford Saturday. So maybe between Brentford and Chelsea, we play Watford. We have
Hmm.
to, and by the way, can we play them before they get the new manager in? Because that guy won't be along much longer. That's for sure. So
Yeah.
they're gonna have the new manager bounce at some point. So let's not play them when they just hired another manager because that's definitely going to happen. Because
Yeah. Because
cannot see
they got
Ranieri's.
Ranieri. They got
Yeah,
Ranieri apologizing to fans and stuff.
yeah.
So
I mean, that doesn't
can't
happen
can't,
tomorrow. I'm going to be
can't
shocked.
be much
Seriously.
longer. Can't be
It won't
much
be much
longer.
more. Yeah.
So
So
then let's just jump ahead. What do you think that score prediction for Hartlepool is going to look like?
4-1 Palace.
4-1. Yeah, I think
Yeah, we won't keep clean sheet. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I
4-1.
think I'll go 3-0.
Okay.
I think I'll go 3-0. Yeah,
Take it.
convincing win. Because then we win that puts us into what? Is that the final 8 in FA? Is
Nah,
or the
16.
16? 16?
16. Yeah.
16.
Round of
Okay.
16 after that quarterfinals. Yeah. So.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll
Again, give
take
me
that.
give me one more. Just give me one more lower league side, please, in the quarter in this round of 16, home or away, preferably home, and then I'll after that it'll be Chelsea or Man City, so whatever in the
Man, hey,
quarterfinals.
forget
So
that.
it is what it
Let
is.
me get lower league. Let me get lower league. Let me get lower league. Let me get
Yeah,
Chelsea or somebody in the. I don't care. Like give me like championship, champion. I don't care.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
because
I hear that.
part of it is just hey, honestly, it's the luck of the draw.
Oh, absolutely.
The
Yeah.
luck of the draw. You know what I'm saying? So just got to keep on hoping that those balls bounce our way. So. But yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna do it for us today. I mean, very spirited show, I'd say, with uh with the way that we've had to deal with the actions of those that will be not named.
Oh boy.
Man, but it is what it is. The fight continues. Uh, with Palace forever, we won't die. So we know that we can come in, we can play with anybody, we can beat anybody, and that's always encouraging. Um, And every time that Patrick Vieira has time to train, we always come back better. So I truly believe that. But we appreciate you all for joining us today. Shout out to everybody that was in the comments today. Spaffy Gaffy, Paul, Aaron, Common Natural, Prim Guy, Michael, Lemoria, Seek, Dan Archist. Appreciate everybody. Ghana playlist. Thank you all for tuning in. Shout out to Nick for taking the time to stop in and holler at us, man. We always appreciate you,
Definitely.
man,
Yep.
all the time. But until next time, man, always and forever, up the palace.